Hey everybody, what is going on? It is Dunbar Snackbar here with Call of Duty Ghosts on the PS4. Now, I got a lot of games for the PS4. Obviously, Call of Duty Ghosts was one of them, and I actually went through the whole campaign this weekend. Just because I got over one sickness, and now I'm down with another. This one's kind of more like, I'm just all congested and stuff, so I don't know. Anyway, so I'm also letting you guys know that videos tomorrow will not happen because I've got my finals for my Network Plus certification. So here's kind of what I've learned. Now, I know when Black Ops 2 came out and stuff, like I was doing about, weekly or so, a video talking about, life lessons and stuff. I don't know if I should keep that going, if this is something that you guys would want to see at all. Just me playing a multiplayer game every once in a while. Not that I promise I'm going to be any good or anything like that, because trust me, I'm not. But, it's kind of nice being able to play this and just kind of relax a little bit. But I guess for this one here, if I'm doing life lessons, I'll be talking about education a little bit because, since I got my finals for my Network Plus certification tomorrow, it's really on my mind, just school as a whole. So, there's a few things that I learned when I was, as I've been thinking lately here about my education and stuff, and I made a lot of mistakes. So if anything, this should be one of those videos here, and the advice that I give shouldn't necessarily be, hey, here's what you guys should do, as much as here's what you shouldn't do. So I started off here. I always wanted to design airplanes for the military. That was my life dream. To be able to do. So I, started going to school in engineering, and I was really, really struggling because a lot of the sciences, and I think that this is very stupid that they do this anyway, because everybody's talking about, how there's a shortage of scientists and those, with those type of degrees and stuff. But, you've got people like me who, from the beginning, absolutely love science, but because the professors made it so tough and kind of wanted to weed people out and, made these type of classes where you fail all the time, I kind of didn't want to do it. I have the capability to do it, don't get me wrong, but when you go ahead and, you make it so that way everybody fails, and the way that they go about making everybody fail too is just ridiculous, I just lost interest with it. So, I shadowed somebody, too, who was an engineer. Now, he didn't do aeronautical engineering or mechanical engineering or anything like that. He was just an engineer. I can't remember exactly what type he was, but he was a little weird, and he worked with some weird people, too. And I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do this. So I changed my degree to communications because I also wanted to be like a speechwriter. I thought that'd be so cool to do and work with politicians. But I was like, well, also, it was an easier degree than engineering, so I'm like, win-win, something I'd still want to do, and it's a lot easier. Well, turns out that was a major flop. I was basically majoring in pre-employment because I don't know anybody who's a politician, let alone, somebody who would not already have a speechwriter anyway. So it is what it is. So I dropped out of school because I was working for a company at the time. I'm not afraid to say it, Blockbuster. I was working for Blockbuster, and they were closing up. And they were like, hey, we're laying these people off. We're letting them go. And if you don't take their hours, you're going to be let go too. And so I was kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. I either keep working to make money and drop out of school because the hours that they wanted me to work interfered with class, or I go to class and I have zero money. Like, I am literally, like, no income whatsoever. And I didn't have a, savings or anything then. So I had to drop out. And so here I am now trying to piece together, like, what I need to do. There's been some opportunities I've missed out on at work because I don't have a degree. I'm pretty lucky that I have what I do without a college degree and just a high school diploma. But for me, I know I should be doing better. So I'm really working my butt off to go back to school, and I don't know, like, don't drop out of school, you guys. Like, really do not do it. It's one of the biggest things that I regret because, I'm really paying for it now, and, I'm very lucky, though, that I live at a time where there's, online classes and stuff like that I could take through some pretty reputable colleges and universities. So, that way it's, I don't know, it's not nearly as bad as it would have been for some other people before. Like, I can keep working at my job while I go back to school. And I don't know, like, I think I'll have a big boost of self-confidence when I go ahead and get my degree. Like, what I want to do now is, I want to keep on the technology track. I'm not going to do aeronautical engineering or anything like that. I know I really can't now. But what I do want to do is kind of go with information technology. Like, I want to work with computers. And, a lot of that has come from, doing these certifications and just kind of, building my own computer and stuff like that. And I want to be somebody who deals with cybersecurity. Like, what I think would be really cool is it's my job to go ahead and hack into systems, which I'm teaching myself right now how to do. There's a certification you can get called Certified Ethical Hacker, where your job, or what you're trained to do, is to break into systems and be like, hey, here is where your weaknesses are. This is what you need to do to fix it. And at some companies, they have people hired on, and that's all that they do. And I think that would be really, really cool. You get paid pretty well, and it's a pretty good job. You're getting paid to hack, and you're a good hacker. So, that's what my next certifications are going to be. And I think it's important that I go through it, too. And I think I'll actually be pretty decent at it because it's what I want to do. And that's what's important. You're always going to do better at something that you want to do than if it's just there. Like, I don't know. I think communications was it for me. Not that I ever did bad, but, I think part of it was because the classes were super easy, too. So I really didn't have too much to worry about. So, I don't know. Like, seriously, guys, don't be where I am. Where you're sitting here regretting, having not finished school, or, you're regretting that, you're doing something that you didn't want to do. It's seriously a major investment. And now that I think about it, how many years it's been since I've been out of college, man, I've wasted a lot of time. And I could have been done by now. I'd have a bigger house, more in the bank account. Not that, we're in bad shape or anything like that, but, things would be a lot easier for me, I think, if I had more of a significant income. More self-esteem. Not that I'm really down on that, but you guys know what I mean. So, anyway, that's kind of education in a nutshell. Like I said, if you want to see life lessons from Dunbar, just, go ahead and subscribe. Comment and let me know too, or what. I don't know. I might even go ahead and do some campaigns of Call of Duty, Battlefield, Killzone, Assassin's Creed. So if you would want to see anything like that too, go ahead and comment on that below. But thanks again for watching, you guys. I appreciate it. And as always, I hope you guys have a good one.